Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I really just wanted to talk about my journey in finding entertainment in God alone. Well, like first, because I feel like it's very beneficial. It was beneficial to me, and so I want to share it so that it can be beneficial to somebody else. So let's get started. As you guys know, I have this YouTube channel and I want to be consistent on it, but I want to also know that God is leading me with every video that I make. And so that requires me to spend a lot of time with God and a lot of time in my word and a lot of time just knowing who God is in my life and building our relationship. But I had something huge that was just taking away so much of my time and so much of my energy, and I wasn't able to truly devote myself to God. If I would come home from school from a long day, if I wake up in the morning, like the first thing my mind wants to do or see or watch is anything entertaining, anything on my phone. And even if I do start off my day with God, I just felt like my heart posture wasn't where it needed to be. I didn't really like how I would read my Bible, but in the back of my head, I knew, okay, as soon as I'm done with this, let me put on another show. I just always had background entertainment on just to like occupy my time. And I didn't really like what I felt like it was doing. I just felt like it was trying to intercede with my relationship with God. I want this to be intimate, and this entertainment, like YouTube videos, TikTok, Netflix, anything, Instagram Reels, like entertainment from this world, like stuff that was just not even furthering my knowledge of God, was starting to just intermingle with my relationship with God, because I was spending so much time just watching those videos. I would get home from school, I'm like, let me just lay in my bed and watch a video real quick. Next thing I know, 2 hours passed. I'm like, what is going on? So I was like, man, I really want to be able to devote so much more of my time to you, God. Because I would go a day like, okay, I'm just not going to watch YouTube today, or I'm not going to watch anything like that. But it would be so hard. As soon as I would get bored, I would want to turn it on. And sometimes I would just watch the video because I'm like, I have nothing else to do. I am bored. I don't feel like doing work right now. Like, I just want to chill. How do I use my downtime to serve you without feeling like, well, of course it's gonna feel like I'm like denying myself of something that I want so bad. So I guess that was a feeling that I wanted. I just didn't know how to move forward with it. Like, it was just so weird. Let me know if anybody else understands what I'm talking about. I was basically having to deny my flesh of something that I fed it so often. Just entertainment. And as I was trying to go deeper with God, I just knew that entertainment was feeding bad things into me. The videos I watch, they be cursing a lot. I don't curse. So it's like, if that's all you're listening to, you talking about something you don't curse, oh, your mind's gonna start wanting to curse. Just stuff like that. Things that you think is little and slight, and oh, I can be around this because I've already made the decision not to do this and I have no desire to do this. But you're feeding it to yourself so often that even if you don't have the desire to do it, it just becomes second nature. And that was the reason why I wanted to stop watching so many YouTube videos. That was the reason why I wanted to stop watching so many TikToks. It was like, I can't see so easily what it's doing to me, but I can feel it. I want to claim that it's not as deep as it is, but it actually is deeper than what I realize it is. So I began to talk to God, and I was like, okay, God, I'm trying to do this. I really am. Like, I want to be consistent on my YouTube channel. I want to be consistent on my walk with you, even off of the YouTube channel. I just want to be consistent, but I am addicted. I'm addicted and I just can't get enough. I'm joking because I feel like that's such a like dramatic word, but I was like, that's really what it is, because every time I just tried to stop myself from watching entertainment, I would be like, dang, I really want to watch something right now. Like, I really do. And so I would just put it on because I'm like, bro, I waited like 30 minutes and it felt like the longest time ever. Now I'm just going to watch it. I'm sorry. Like, I have nothing else to do. So I started to ask God. I was like, God, I really need your help. Help me find my entertainment in you. And that was the first time I had ever prayed that prayer. And a part of me was like, how am I asking God to help me find entertainment in him? Like, it's not something I'm supposed to do on my own. But no. God honestly wants to help us, and of course, he wants to bless us with things that's going to bring us closer to him. So as foolish as I thought my prayer was, God was actually listening, and he helped me, and I'm here to just talk about it today and just share with y'all the journey of how it felt, what I went through. So I wrote some notes on my iPad titled, I Eliminated My Greatest Temptation. It sounds dramatic, but it's like, I'm so for real. Like, watching YouTube videos and TikToks and all that, it was just occupying so much of my time. It was YouTube videos. It says, I literally eliminated my greatest temptation / the thing that consumes most of my free time. For me, it was YouTube videos and TikToks. I was so addicted to them that I struggled getting off of them. I had to ask God to help me find my entertainment in Him, and I had to wean myself off day by day. Essentially, I switched roles with what was normal for me. Instead of sticking God in where I could, I now stick in YouTube where I can. If I didn't have time today, I didn't watch it today. If I don't have time this whole week, I just don't watch any YouTube videos, you know? But I want to focus on what I said. I had to wean myself off of it because I would just try to watch it less and less and less. Like, instead of spending 5 hours, I would spend 2 hours, and then I would spend 1 hour, and then I would spend 15 minutes, and then I would just spend no time on it instead of trying to go cold turkey. And I gave myself grace. Like, give yourself grace, because honestly, God gave me grace. God gives me grace in everything that I do. It's only realistic to give yourself grace. So how did God help me find my entertainment in Him? Well, first of all, God helped me become more comfortable without always having something playing in the background. Like, I knew this was a thing that I wanted to stop doing, because sometimes when I'm just really quiet or I'm just doing something is when I hear God speak to me, you know? But I always had something playing in the background, so my mind was never just clear enough to hear God speak to me. So that's when I started to just listen to like instrumentals. But see, that was a part of the weaning process, because a few months ago I started to listen to instrumentals because I realized they helped me clear my mind. But now, months later, I can clear my mind with silence, and I enjoy silence. Like, I don't have to be playing a YouTube video on the side when I'm doing my homework, and it helps me actually get my work done faster because I'm not sitting here like, I can just straight up do it, and then I can have time to do other things. Also, hanging out with friends, like, I'm a number one stand for community. I love community, I love people, and I love relationships. And when I'm not spending so much time on YouTube and TikTok and blah, 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 I don't have to keep telling people, oh, sorry, I'm too busy, oh, blah, blah. No, I'm actually so free, because not only did I get my work done faster, but also, since my work is done, I have all this free time that I'm not going to spend on my phone, and I can go build memories with somebody, build memories with people. So that is a huge benefit. And then podcasts. I listen to podcasts, but that was another thing. So at first I started to listen to podcasts so heavy. Like, I would be pressing play. Like, I would be listening to like 10 podcasts a day, because I just kept on pressing another one right after a podcast had ended, because I was just, like I said, looking for something to fill up that quietness, fill up my free time. I was like, if I have free time, I want to do something. Why would I just sit here in my free time? Why would I just rest, right? Crazy. So yeah, I would listen to podcasts, and I still do. And I really enjoy listening to podcasts that talk about God, because it's entertaining and it's fulfilling. Like, I'm always, yeah, that's good. Like, so that's another thing that I've done to help keep myself entertained with God, is I listen to podcasts about God and people who love God. I listen to podcasts, you know, in the past, but not as often as I do now, because when you try to incorporate something as slow and like fulfilling as a podcast with something as fast and like catch your attention, appealing to all your senses at once, as a entertainment video that's like meant for entertainment purposes, it's clashing. Imagine yourself, just trying to give y'all a visual. For me, it's food, because I go periods where I try to eat healthy, and I realize if all I'm consuming is healthy food, and I come and I eat a sugar-free donut, that sugar-free donut is gonna hit, because it's still sweet. Like, say it's sweetened by dates and raisins. It's sweet, it's good, but that's when I'm only eating healthy stuff. Now, if I'm eating all these glazed donuts from Krispy Kremes and pizza and junk food and all that, and I try to eat a sugar-free donut, it's gonna taste like garbage, because my taste buds are no longer able to enjoy what's good for me. Because all I've done was feed my taste buds things that were man-made and created and just dumped and loaded with sugar and salt, you know? So that's all that my taste buds are used to tasting. It's kind of the same thing like that. Like, you gotta wean yourself on and off of things. I was in the car the other day listening to a podcast, and I was craving more. I was like, This is a really good, like, what they were talking about was just, it was such a good word, it was such a good message, and I'm like, man, had this been a month ago, I couldn't have even been able to sit still long enough to listen to that podcast, or I would have put it on 2x speed, or I would have cut it off in the middle of it to go put on something more entertaining to me at the moment, because all I was surrounding myself with was these fast-paced YouTube videos. And now I try to put on a slow podcast filled with a great message and a great word, but I just couldn't adapt. Like, you cannot fill yourself up with junk and expect yourself to enjoy clean. You just can't. But the beauty of that is that it's vice versa. Like, if you are squeaky clean, you're not going to want to get dirty. Or not even that you're not going to want to get dirty, but you're going to be able to, if your apartment is squeaky clean, it's easier to see where the dirty areas are. You can easily see a hair on the floor or a scuff on the wall. But if your apartment is loaded with mess and clothes, and you just got stuff all over the floor, and you got trash you got to throw away, and it's just a junked apartment, you're not going to see a scuff on the wall. You're not going to. You're not going to see the flaw in what you're consuming. You're not going to realize that you're feeding your flesh more than you're feeding your spirit if you're surrounded by worldly things. And I think that's what was happening with me, letting a greater amount of my entertainment be in something of this world than in God. I love God, that's my best friend, but what I needed to realize was that these things were entertaining me more than God was. And then when I realized that, I was like, oh no, I want to switch. Like, I want to be more entertained with you, God. But I was like, how? Like, how? I can't force myself to be. Like, I was just sitting there like, I want to watch a YouTube video. Like, this is boring, you know? And so I needed God to help me, and he did help me. And last thing I'm going to mention is that the Bible is entertaining. Like, everything is entertaining. The thing about it is that you got to switch, like, kind of like the junk to the healthy food. It's both food. Your hunger is going to go away whether or not it was a pizza you ate or a salad you ate. You're not going to be hungry anymore if you eat enough of something, right? But which one is going to produce longevity in your life? Is eating a slice of pizza every day or eating a salad every day going to produce longevity? Which one is going to produce a healthier lifestyle, right? This side. And so that was my thing. It was like, it's not that the Bible has never been entertaining. It's not that God is not entertaining. It's not that living my life for God is not entertaining. I don't even know if entertaining is the right word. It's not that it's not a desire or something that I crave, the way that you would crave entertainment. It's just that I wasn't running to it. I wasn't picking up the salad. I was picking up the pizza. So regardless of which one I pick up, regardless if I wake up in the morning and pick up my Bible, regardless if I finish doing my homework and I spend some quiet time with God, regardless if I put on a worship song at the gym or I put on a trap song, let's just say that, my workout's gonna get done, you know? Or my day is gonna pass, and I'm gonna have filled up my free time. My free time is gonna have been filled up, you know? But it's like, which one that I want to be filled up on was what I wanted to be filled up on God, but my actions weren't showing it, and it was causing me to desire something greater than I desired to just sit down and have quiet time and hear from God. So then it was affecting my relationship with God, because I was like, well, God, I just feel like we ain't as tight as we used to be. Like, now when I open my Bible and I'm reading it, I don't hear you speaking to me as quickly. Like, sometimes I'll read my Bible and I'm just writing like, whoa, God, whoa, like, thanks for helping me understand. But if I'm like spending so much time outside of Christ and in this world, and I open my Bible and now I'm like, well, God, I read it and I didn't hear you like speak anything to me. I didn't hear you give me another understanding about this. Well, it's not that I'm not here. It's just that your heart is not as sensitive to me as it was. Maybe the other things are louder to you than my voice now, you know? So it was just stuff like that that caused me to want to go on this journey, and it has been a fun ride, but not a smooth sailing ride. I got to my entertainment and then I went back to the YouTube videos, and I got back to my entertainment. So it's something that you have to maintain in this life. We are always going to be fighting against our flesh. Always. We're in this world. You're always going to have to maintain anything that had to do with you overcoming your flesh to feed your spirit. You're always going to have to maintain that habit. And so I wanted to share with you guys this that I am maintaining because we're all in this together. We're all on the same journey. So I hope that this was helpful or entertaining to somebody out there. I love you and thank you for watching. Bye. I need to add that it wasn't like the YouTube video alone that was the problem. It was how much time I was spending, how much time I was devoting to the YouTube video. I had unknowingly created a routine, like I'm gonna wake up in the morning, I'm gonna read my Bible, spend my time with God, I'm gonna put on my worship music, and then the rest of my day I would go to school and in my free time YouTube and all this blah blah, and then I'm gonna go to sleep at night, and the last thing I'm gonna do is pray to God. And it was like, okay, I checked off my morning and my night box with God, and what am I doing with the rest of my time? Like the rest of my time, I was just wasting away hours of my life on TikTok, on YouTube, blah, blah. And it was making me be inconsistent. My relationship with God, inconsistent in the things he's called me to do. It was having like a snowball effect. And to me, I didn't realize it at first. I'm like, bro, like it's chill. Like it's just a YouTube video. It's not like I'm watching anything bad. I'm just literally something to help me pass time. I'm bored. Like what else am I supposed to do? But there's so much more to do. And there's so much more that I always say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. You can't do it because you're wasting so much of your time. And so that's why it was a problem. If I wasn't able to fill myself up with God and I wasn't able to pour into some like this that he's called me to do, I wasn't able to be consistent on it because I spend so much time doing something that just wasn't beneficial in any way, shape, or form. It was purely entertainment. And so I was like, I need to find entertainment in things that are beneficial, things that are feeding my spirit and not my flesh. I truly made this video to encourage anybody to think on a deeper level about the things that you devote your time to, because you don't realize how much more beneficial your life with Christ would be if you eliminated some of the things that occupy your time that are not of God. Like, because we honestly don't need those things in our life. Like, I'm not talking about school and work and being a wife and being a mom. Like, obviously there's some things in life that you need to devote your time to, but there's some things that you don't, and you just simply want to. And you think that, how can I not? Like, it's a desire. Like, how can I not? It's just what I'm used to doing, but you can not. You know, just ask God to help you not. And then it will not be a desire of your heart anymore. Your heart will be replaced with a desire from God, you know? And it'll help you fulfill your purpose and live out your purpose. Because as I was even thinking about it, like, there are certain things that I want to do, you know, in my community. And I was always like, well, how? Like, you know, I would really need God to continue to grow me and take me to this level. But it's like, wait, I can help God. Like, I can do my part. You know, my part is, if you want to lead a group of people younger than you, then you need to know about who you're leading them about, right? You need to know about God. You need to know about the way he acts, the way he speaks, you know, what he looks like. You know, you need to know about his word, right? Okay, so why are you spending all your time doing this instead of that, you know? And so it's like, this thing that I was devoting my time to was taking away so much more from me than time. Time was what I thought it was taking away from me. But when I truly submitted to God and allowed him to use my time how he wants it to be used, I realized that it was taking away so much more from me. Like, it was taking away the things that God had told me I could be, like, or the places where God wanted to put me. I wouldn't have been able to be prepared, you know, if I was placed in a place where God wanted me to be, you know, because I wasn't spending my time wisely, so I wasn't able to truly become who God wanted me to be. I'm not just checking off a checklist at the beginning and end of my day. Okay, I spent that time with God, but I'm truly incorporating it into my life. I'm like, okay, God, I want my free time to be spent with you. Can you help me? Can you help me desire you in my free time? And since he helped me do that, and now my whole entire day is consisting of God, I'm becoming more and more of who he's calling me to be. So now I'm more prepared when opportunities come my way, or when he places me into spaces that he wants me in. I'm more prepared to truly reflect him and truly teach about my Father, my King, my Master. Yeah, the big one. Yeah, the mighty one. Yeah, I know, that's right. Okay, I'm going to go to the gym now. Sorry, guys. Bye.